Improv is any type of improvisational comedy done in a group, no scripts, just for funs.
We all work together every week. We meet once a week to play games, learn how to better communicate with the audience, and better communicate with ourselves, and also learn how to individually become better performers, both inside and out of groups.
It is not necessarily just for actors. It's for anyone.
One of the joys that I had back home was making people laugh, even if it's just like a friend thing or why I chose improv. Well, I kind of just wanted to join an improv club here because it sounded like something a lot of kids who had like no idea what they wanted to do with their lives but knew that they wanted to be in the arts kind of somehow would do. Just join an improv troupe somewhere, and I saw that didn't exist here. So for like a year, I'm like, what can I do? I need this. I feel like I'm falling behind on something that I told myself that I would do when I came here. So I made the club myself. I went up to some people at Student Improv Club, yeah.
For folks who want to come out of their shell, if they feel like they have a shell and they want to come out of it, improv is a great way to do that.
All students have to take public speaking, and a lot of times it's not a course they're excited about.
It's challenging to do that if you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself and talking out loud.
Acting helps people learn how to become comfortable in front of individuals. It is often one of the scariest things to stand up in front of people, and part of the reason it's scary is that you're not always sure that you know what you're going to do.
A lot of times freshmen coming in, they're nervous for college in general when they come in, and just public speaking already makes them anxious, because I know even I get uncomfortable talking in front of them and talking in front of people. That's just a normal human thing. So coming into college, I feel like a lot of the times they're A, trying to figure out how college works, and B, then they're already nervous about having to speak in public.
I definitely think someone with social anxiety would benefit from improv because it gets you into a group setting. It's usually a smaller group setting, so that's a nice gateway for people who are definitely not comfortable around people to like start getting used to people. But also it forces you out of your comfort zone in a way that's encouraging and not stressful, because like being shoved in front of a class of 70 people having to give a presentation for someone with social anxiety could be very scary. But going up in front of 5 people and doing a weird voice or playing a weird character or just saying a funny line really helps people connect.
And so I have found while teaching, and this is my second year as a second-year graduate teaching assistant here at Wichita State, some of the students where I feel like they're more comfortable giving speeches have that past experience before coming to the university, whether it be speech and debate or participating in musicals or just being involved some way or the other. Some just being involved in some sort of capacity and having just the opportunities outside of the classroom. I feel like those students usually excel as public speakers because they're practicing outside of class.
I think it stemmed from like when I was way younger, and I sheltered myself in English and learning English. I read a lot of books throughout middle school and high school. I guess I always knew that English was gonna be my way out of that repression. So right now I'm in a creative writing minor. I always kind of knew that as long as I did something that allowed me to creatively explore and develop, then I'd be happy, because that's something that I crave.
So all through my childhood and up till about 7th, 8th grade, I had very, very serious stage fright. Besides being a theater major, I also sing. And that was one of the biggest things. I was so scared people would laugh at me. People would make fun of me. People would say, oh, why are you doing this? You're not good. Like those negative thoughts definitely drove me deeper into that hole. But around 5th grade, I joined a outside school choir because I wanted to sing, but I didn't want to sing by myself yet. And I find that being in those supportive groups within the arts really helped me break that anxiety to the point where all through high school, I sang the national anthem at a bunch of games. I was frequently in the theater program. I was in improv classes, and I fell in love with the welcoming sense that came from the arts and improv and theater and music, because everyone's trying to do their best. And so having those supportive people with me, like on both sides of me in choir and in scenes, in improv, really helps me get out of my shell and maybe realize that this is really what I want to do.
When I was teaching out in California and while I'm teaching here, I find that most of my students are not theater people. They're not performers. They are engineers and attorneys and therapists. They're nurses and visual artists and musicians. They're writers. People who aren't actors all think that improv is for actors. And actors think that improv is not for them. So it's letting people know that these skills that you get in improv, eye contact, communication, thinking on your feet, yes-anding the world. When I say improv is for everyone, I really mean that. There's not one of us who can't use a little practice in listening, accepting that reality. Doesn't mean you have to believe that reality. Doesn't mean you have to give up everything and, and run over there. It just means you have to accept that it's happening, and then adding something to that conversation. The world would turn a little smoother, I think.